Alright, so I'm making this video because the Suicide Squad is coming out a week from yesterday, and I am super excited. So in honor of that, comic books, superheroes, the world knows them, mostly because of all the movies that have come out, but anyway, and I happen to have some of my favorite comic book superheroes written down to share with you all. So today, here are my 10 favorite superheroes of all time. And starting at number 10, we have Green Arrow. Yes, I've known Green Arrow since the comics, alright? And of course, I've watched the show Arrow. I think it's amazing. But Green Arrow is super cool because he is a deadly shot. He has a lot of great martial arts skills. And he's like a super detective type guy. He gets stuff figured out. Plus, I think it's cool that he uses a bow and arrow for his weapon choice. Very similar to my number 9 pick, Hawkeye. I love Hawkeye. I mean, obviously, the Avengers movies showed Hawkeye's character really, really well. But even in the Marvel comic universe, Hawkeye was a really cool hero. I think Hawkeye has cooler arrows than Green Arrow, because Green Arrow really just uses the straight up, like, regular old bow and arrow. Hawkeye uses, like, an exploding arrow, a tracer arrow, one that splits into 3. I mean, he uses all kinds of arrows, which in my opinion makes him a little bit more deadlier and harder to deal with than Green Arrow, but again, my opinion. Plus, I think that the guy who plays him in the Avengers movies, I can't think of his name right now, Jeremy Renner, that's it. I think he makes that character. I think he is Hawkeye in my opinion. And coming in at number 8, we have a guy that I actually share the same name with, and that's Wolverine. I literally, ever since I was a kid, wanted to have the claws from Wolverine. Because, I mean, picture how cool that would be. Like, you wouldn't have to conceal anything. You just, you do this, and these things would pop out of your hands. It would just be so great. It'd be perfect for defending yourself in bar fights, to be honest with you. Wolverine's cool because he can't really die. He has a healing factor, so even if he gets a scratch, hey, he's golden. It just heals right back up, and he's good to keep fighting. I think that's really, really cool, and I wish that that was real for us as human beings. I mean, sure, cuts do heal, but like, not instantaneously. He's also super strong, and he's got a lot of great martial arts skills as well. Plus, he's just that dude in a bar type kind of guy, he's the gruff, rough demeanor, I just like his character. I really think he's a cool character. Then coming in at number 7, we have Flash. Now, I haven't read a lot of the Flash comics. I've read some, but thanks to my friend, I know quite a bit about the Flash, and he is super awesome, and I need to get some more of the comics. I mean, obviously, Flash has super speed. He is so fast that if somebody shoots at him, he can actually slow time down because he's just that, like think about this for a second. In real time, it looks like he just dodged a bullet, but in his timing, it's like the bullets come in here, and he can just move out of the way just like that. To me, that's awesome. Plus, he's so powerful with his speed and everything, he can literally time travel. He could change the rotation of the Earth. Plus, using his speed to his advantage, that gives him extra strength. So if he's super speed hits you, you're gonna go flying into another dimension. Plus, the guy, he can go through walls because when he's vibrating so fast, his molecules are all jumbled up, and it allows him to, morph through walls. I mean, to me, that is BAM! So yeah. Flash is awesome. Then coming in at number 6, we have Green Lantern. No, not the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. I'm talking about the actual Green Lantern. Green Lantern is cool because he was just an average guy who found a ring that a dead alien had on, and the dead alien said, "Here, please take this and use it." And he becomes the Green Lantern. The Green Lantern lore alone is mind-boggling. And there are all kinds of different rings out there, and each color represents something, and it all works together. So to me, the lore alone of Green Lantern is just amazing. But then you have his powers. He can fly, he's really strong, he can fight very well. Plus, the ring allows him to summon up different things. If he wanted to use a hammer, he can just use that ring to summon up a hammer, and he can grab it and And I wish that I had a ring that had that kind of power, because I would use it every day. And now coming in at number 5, the halfway point, I have Captain America. Cap's cool because he was a soldier who went into a project and became a super soldier. More strength, more speed, more agility, more smarts as well. He's a lot more calculating than he was before he had that super soldier thing. Plus, his only weapon is his shield. And I mean, it's kind of cool to see somebody who has a lot of weaknesses but is so good at getting around them. And like I said, his main weapon is his shield. But, with the Civil War thing going on, I was not on Team Captain America. I was on my number 4 pick, Iron Man. Tony Stark is the best character in all, DC, Marvel, any of them. He's swagger, he has all kinds of smarts, he's really tech savvy, he's rich, he is a huge smartass, and I personally love Iron Man. Not only can he use his suit to fly, it's basically bulletproof. Plus, I mean, he shoots the stuff out of his hand, and it syncs up with other technologies that he has. Plus, Jarvis is like the best AI I've ever seen. My cat's actually named after Jarvis from Iron Man. I'm not kidding. I love Iron Man, and I love his comics. Of course, with the Avengers, I think he's a great Avenger. And now we're getting into the top 3. These are my 3 favorite. Really, these are all like 3 number 1 picks, but I had to put them in order. So, for my number 3, I need somebody who loves chimichangas, porn, and loves a lot of guns and swords. Yes, I'm talking about the schizophrenic paranoia, super badass, superstar, superhero. Wow, that was a lot of supers in that sentence. Of course, I'm talking about Deadpool. Deadpool is like the best character ever. Now, before you say I'm a bandwagoner, I have comic books of Deadpool in my house. I knew about Deadpool long before he was on that Amazing Spider-Man or Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon show. Of course, I knew him before Ryan Reynolds put the suit on for the movie that came out earlier this year. Like, I've been a Deadpool fan for a while, and it took a little bit of time for him to grow on me, but once he did, it was like I couldn't put it down. Deadpool also has Wolverine's healing factor and the fact that he can grow limbs back if they get chopped off, or he'll cut instantly, or if he gets shot, he can, you know, come back to life and stuff like that. Plus, he's a super martial artist, and he's really good at getting out of situations. Plus, I mean, his mouth is his biggest weapon, in my opinion. I mean, sure, all the guns and rocket launchers and grenades and stuff like that are great, but his mouth, man, it gets under everybody's skin that he ever comes into contact with, and to me, that is awesome. And at number 2, I have, you guessed it, why did I just do that? Spider-Man. Spider-Man has been one of my favorites ever since I was a little kid. I used to wish I could sling around buildings and stuff. He has a great attitude in the comics as Peter Parker, plus as Spider-Man. He's very quirky and very smart. Plus, his powers are simple. He can shoot webs, he can climb walls, and he's really fast and agile. And I like that. I like the simplicity of his character. Plus, some of his comics are like the best comics ever written. So I think, yeah, Stan Lee, props to you, sir. And finally, my number 1... the caped man himself, Batman. I know, it kind of throws you off with the Spider-Man shirt I'm wearing. But Batman has no powers. Think about that. No powers. And yet he's like the biggest badass in all of like comic books. He's a great martial artist. He's really intelligent. He's rich. He's got all kinds of gadgets. And that's all he needs. He doesn't kill anybody either as well. And yeah, Batman is obviously the greatest superhero ever created, designed, put into practice. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, then like the video. Follow my social medias up here in the description box below. And please share this video. And I'll see you guys later.